All right, welcome to the March 1st, 2016 General Session of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners. We will begin this morning's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Brown.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, we have a presentation this morning to some special guests. This year is the 75th anniversary of Experience Columbus serving Central Ohio. So we have with us this morning Brian Ross, who's the president and the CEO of Experience Columbus. Brian, if you want to come up. We also have Valinda Logan, who's the executive director of the Greater Columbus Sports Commission.
Well, first of all, we'd like to thank you for the recognition. 75 years is a long time, and we're excited about celebrating that. Our city and community has grown up quite a bit over that time period, so we are looking forward to all of you and hopefully some of you in the audience next Tuesday from 5 to 7. We'll be celebrating, so we appreciate your being a part of that. We would not be experiencing this success if it wasn't for the partnership that all three of you have given us and collaborated with us in the past. I know that Commissioner Brooks, you've been to the ASAE event in Nashville. Yep. Commissioner O'Grady, you've been great with luck bringing the large urban counties to Columbus and Franklin County and working on NACO as well. And recently, I would like to thank Commissioner Brown because she was part of our strategic retreat to Louisville to see how we compete against Louisville, and then also being a leader in our local committee for the ASAE annual meeting as we try to bring that here. So without the three of you making the commitment to our organization and the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, we would not be experiencing these successes. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes, and I would just like to really duplicate what Brian had said, just the wonderful collaboration that we experience in our community and the fact that these last 75 years have been so great, and look forward to what comes in the future for all of us. So thank you.
The
Thank
next
you.
75, right?
Next 75.
At least. At
Well-
least.
75 twice.
I say 75 years is a long time in our community. I say all the time, you know, we're just the ones that are lucky enough to be here during this period of time. Experience Columbus was around long before the two of you. It'll be here long after. So and as the county was here long before us, and will be here long after. So it's our job as the stewards that are holding these positions now to do the best we can to not only make sure that Experience Columbus and Franklin County continue to grow, but that we hand our successors something better than we found.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we want to come up and get a picture with you guys. So.
And we love all those visitors coming in and saving us tax dollars.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Where do we, here or? Oh, in the middle?
It's stuck under it.
Oh, it is, yeah. There we go. That's how you do it.
Ready? Very nice.
Thank you.
Marilyn's really good at
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're gonna go book some business. Thanks a lot.
Good.
Get out of here. Go away, I mean it. All right, need a motion for the approval of minutes of January 12th, January 19th, January 22nd, and the February 2nd
So moved.
general sessions.
And I will second that motion.
Moved in second and voting. Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
The minutes has been approved.
Great.
All right, on to the engineer.
Resolution number 123-16, resolution accepting the annual bridge inspection report for 2015.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning, Cornell.
My name is Cornell Robertson, representing County Engineer Dean Ringel. This first resolution is for the annual bridge inspection report. Our office has inspected all 364 bridges in the county's jurisdiction. 98% were rated fair or better. 70% were rated good, very good, or excellent. So pending any questions, we request your approval.
I'll move approval of 12316.
And I'll second that motion.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 123-16 has been adopted. Resolution 124-16, establishing, altering, and widening of Royal Road, County Road number 235 at London Groveport Road, Madison Township, Franklin County, Ohio, declared necessary.
Commissioners, as stated, this capital improvement project is in the southeast part of the county in Madison Township at the intersection of Roar Road and London Groveport Road. This resolution is the first in a series of two that will allow the county engineer to move forward with the project.
I'll move approval of resolution 12416.
I'll second that.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 124-16 has been adopted. Next one is
Oh, I'm sorry, now we have a public hearing for the next resolution.
public hearing
Yeah, if you can go ahead and read the public.
for establishing, altering, and widening of Kinnear Road from North Star Avenue to Olentangy River Road, Clinton Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Cornell, if you want to brief that, and then we'll see if anybody here wants to speak on this.
Certainly. This capital improvement project is in the northwest part of the county in Clinton Township along Kinnear Road from North Star Avenue to Olentangy River Road. This will be a coordinated project including Franklin County, City of Columbus, OSU, CSX Railroad, and Clinton Township.
All right, is there anyone here who would like to speak on this public hearing? Or on this, I'm sorry, on this issue during this public hearing? Okay, since there's no one here, if we want to go ahead and read the resolution, same resolution, we read it into the record so we can vote on it.
Resolution 125-16, establishing, altering, and widening of Kinnear Road from North Star Avenue to Olentangy River Road, Clinton Township, Franklin County, Ohio, viewed engineer to file plans as necessary.
Anything else you need to say?
Maybe one other point, this resolution will allow the county engineer to enter into agreements with those other agencies for construction.
Very good.
I'll move for passage of resolution 12516.
I'll second that motion.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 125-16 has been adopted. Resolution 126-16, Mead and Hunt Incorporated Consulting Engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer in preparing right-of-way and construction plans for the Dublin Granville Road over Rocky Fork Creek Project, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $183,588.
Commissioners, this capital improvement project is in the northeast part of the county. It's in Plain Township along Dublin Granville Road over Rocky Fork Creek. This is a detailed design contract. We utilized a qualifications-based selection process and recommend your approval.
I'll move approval of 12616.
I'll second that, but I have a quick question, and I know we had an extensive time in briefing, but I forgot to ask this. Rocky Fork Creek is a very sensitive area. It's beautiful. There's a new Metro Park in that area.
Yes.
When you're doing this work, and I guess Mead and Hunt, will they be sensitive to any degradation of the water? You know, water, and certainly water quality has been greatly in the news, and just want to make sure that's handled right.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. We'll also work with the City of New Albany
Great.
and Columbus Rec and Parks for this project, and we are sensitive to the OEPA requirements as well.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 126-16 has been adopted. Resolution 127-16, resolution authorizing the donation of a right-of-way needed for the widening of Alum Creek Drive, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, this resolution is for a capital improvement project by City of Columbus. It's in the southeast part of the county along Alum Creek Drive from Refugee Road to Phoebus Avenue. The City of Columbus has requested a right-of-way donation from property that the county owns at address 1717 Alum Creek Drive. We worked with PFM, the prosecutor's office, the sheriff department, and county administration, and we recommend the donation of this right-of-way.
Thanks for working with everybody on this. I'll move approval of Resolution 12716.
I'll second that, and this is a road widening
Yes, ma'am.
project to keep everyone safer.
That is correct.
So it's good that the county donates the land for that purpose.
Absolutely. There's existing roadways 2 lanes wide. The final product will be 5 lanes wide, so.
Well, and with all of the 20,000 employees we now have coming from throughout Central Ohio for Rickenbacker, Alum Creek's a very important corridor. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 127-16 has been adopted.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks.
you.
Congratulations on your first ever Oscar win the other night.
Oh, yes. I've had that comment. Places, so thank you.
Take care.
He'd love that.
All right, the Sheriff's Department.
Resolution number 128-16, resolution authorizing a transfer of general fund appropriations for the addition of 27 full-time positions to support the implementation of an objective classification system.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Masterson, Director of Administrative Services for Sheriff Scott. And this resolution will authorize the hiring of 20 classification specialists and the internal transfer or promotion of 6 sergeants and 1 lieutenant to manage the soon-to-be-implemented objective classification system. These positions were part of the staffing study provided by North Point, who is the classification software vendor, and their recommendations to help properly implement the system. It's expected the training will happen at the end of March, with tentative go-live being mid-May, and pending any questions, ask approval of this resolution.
Dave, could you just talk for a couple of minutes, if you know about the system, what it will do for us and for you?
Okay.
This
certainly.
classification system has been a long time in coming, and the reason that we're doing this now is really important for everybody's safety and for really making all of the new jail, when we get it in place, a new kind of place, but it will help now as well.
Yes, certainly. This particular software is a decision tree model software. We will interview the inmates to ask specific questions, certain questions relating to their history in terms of things that they've done to cause them to be incarcerated, their mental health status, those types of things, so that it will allow us to properly classify the inmates, to put them, house them together in proper ways, I should say, to for the safety of the inmates as well as the deputies. It definitely is a long time coming. We're looking forward to implementing the system and being able to help with, like I said, the proper classification and housing of the inmates. Along with this software, North Point is currently working on a housing plan to help with the different segmented sections of where we'll put the inmates. It also, the contract allows them to help us develop policies and procedures in regards to this classification system. So once we get all that developed, get the new classification specialists trained up, then we're looking forward to putting this in place and moving forward in a positive fashion.
Thank you. I'll move approval of Resolution 12816.
I'll second that. Do you think it'll keep the public safe also?
I think that with the the proper housing as well as the programs that are being put in place for recidivism and things like that. I think that a combination of all of that will hopefully, when people are released from jail, that there'll be some different traits and habits that are developed to keep them out and keep them productive. I mean, that's the
What
hope.
we're hoping for, too.
Yes.
Thank you.
And services available.
Correct.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 128-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank
The
you.
auditor's office.
Resolution number 129-16, resolution authorizing a contract with Pro Team Solutions Incorporated to provide maintenance, project management, and business analysis services for the Franklin County Auditor's Office utilizing the Real Estate Assessment Fund in the amount of $269,300.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kevin Schultz and Brian Katz with the Auditor's Office. We're here this morning to present a consolidation contract with Pro Team Solutions for our project management, business analysis, and executive oversight for our tax accounting, CAMA, and settlement projects. This consolidation will consolidate PSI staffing plan from 3 teams into 1 team, obviously making them more efficient and the contract more cost-effective to manage. Contract amount is for $269,300 and is fully funded out of the Real Estate Assessment Fund.
Very good.
I'll move for approval of Resolution 129-16.
I'll second that, and thank you for the good discussion and briefing.
You got it. Thank you.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution 129-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Domestic relations.
Resolution number 130-16, resolution authorizing a second amendment to the 2016 grant agreement with the Ohio Department of Youth Services in the amount of $164,361.
Good morning, Commissioners. Barb Reeves, Deputy Director. This resolution is requesting several changes to the 2006 grant agreement in the amount of $164,361. These changes include hosting a basketball tournament, providing additional staff training, the replacement of computers, and adding a life skills program that will assist youth with basic life skills and job readiness skills for employment. And I know at the briefing, Commissioner Brooks, I had indicated that the basketball tournament was going to be in March. That has actually been moved until June.
Better weather.
Yes, better weather, and when the more participation from the youth after they get out of school. So I will
Great.
keep you posted when that tournament is
Great,
going to be.
fantastic.
Pending any question, the court requests the approval of this resolution.
I'll move for approval of Resolution 130-16, and thank you for what you're doing there.
And I'm happy to second that, and we'll keep in touch. I founded a youth and family council years ago when I was on a city council, and it's just so important to have these activities, especially for at-risk kids. Thanks.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 130-16 has been adopted.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioners.
Franklin County Data Center.
Resolution number 131-16, resolution authorizing a contract with Securance LLC for a cybersecurity vulnerability assessment in the amount of $84,474.
Good morning, Commissioners. Julie Lust with the Franklin County Data Center, and with me today is Data Center CIO Terry Bettinger. One of our 2016 strategic goals was to continue enhancements of data privacy and protection. Through the RFQ process, we selected Securance LLC as the best value for a security assessment and also what's known in the industry as an ethical hack. This contract will allow us to uncover any vulnerabilities so we can make remediation of those issues. Pending any questions, we do request your approval of this resolution.
I'll move for approval of 131-16.
I'll second that. Just a quick question. You mentioned the ethical hack. That's kind of a hackathon, but with everybody watching, correct?
Controlled.
Controlled,
Controlled
so
and
that we
scheduled.
know we're going to be secure.
Absolutely.
Great. I'm so thankful for you doing this. I really appreciate the auditor's work on this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 131-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 132-16, resolution authorizing one subaward agreement with the Franklin County Office on Aging for the provision of adult protective services in the amount of $1,642,201.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lance Porter, representing Job and Family Services. This is the annual contract we have with the Office on Aging for the provision of adult protective services to the residents of Franklin County. Once again, as in previous years, we're aligning the service with the appropriate agency. Pending any questions, I'd ask for the approval of this resolution.
Move approval of 13216.
And happy to second protecting our seniors. Thank you.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution 132-16 has been adopted. Resolution 133-16, resolution authorizing a contract modification with Acme Enterprises Incorporated, Best Choice Transportation LLC, Bobcat Radio Service Incorporated, and Superior and Super Shuttle for non-emergency transportation services for recipients of the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services Agency.
Commissioners, the agency has updated our zip code mileage chart, which is used to determine the appropriate rate that's billed between zip codes within Franklin County. This will make us consistent with the latest charges currently being used with other transportation contracts throughout Franklin County. And this change is for our non-emergency transportation contract only, and it does not affect any other portions of the contract. Pending any questions, I'd ask for the approval of this resolution.
Lance, do our contracts with you have the same anti-idling?
Absolutely, we actually started that with us,
Policies
yeah.
I know Tony's did. I wasn't sure.
Yes, anti-idling when they're sitting for a time period. We talked to them about revving up the engines and when they're taking off and things such as that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ian McDougal, who was our legal representative, worked hard on bringing that together.
That's great. Thank you. I'll move for approval of Resolution 13316.
I'll second that, and we had a resolution that actually requires that
Absolutely.
of all of our
Yeah,
contractors
we do.
as well as our employees, so I hope
We
it's
do.
part of the agreement. Yeah,
Yes, it is.
thanks.
I have one more question on that, and excuse me, I forgot to ask, do these transportation providers also handle people that are disabled and need wheelchair help? And will they put a wheelchair into their trunk and help with that?
Yes, for wheelchairs, we do have where they will help them. It's just getting in the car and out of the car. And we've actually had where some participants in the program actually request certain people because they like how they're treated by them.
Yeah, because sometimes the cab driver just generally isn't real, I mean, some of them are terrific,
Sometimes, yes.
but sometimes not as terrific. So, great, that's terrific. Thank you.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution 133-16 has been adopted. Resolution 134-16, resolution authorizing a contract with Airport Taxi Service Incorporated, LEAP, PRS, and Title 20 Transportation Services for recipients of the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services Agency in the amount of $400,000.
Commissioners, the final resolution will approve transportation services for Title 20 customers, LEAP, which is an acronym for Learning, Earning, and Parenting Teens, and then for pregnancy-related services that are not covered under Medicaid. This is a 2-year contract period with an option to extend for an additional 2-year period. We're happy to report that the rate per mile remains the same as it did in the previous contract at $2.04, and Airport Taxi was selected out of 10 proposals from vendors which are located in Franklin County. Pending any questions, I'd ask for the approval of this resolution.
Move approval of 13416.
And I want to second that, and just viewers, Title 20, these are really very vulnerable people. in our
Absolutely.
community.
Predominantly, it's going to be our elderly population,
Yes.
but there are people that are entitled, age, blind, disabled,
Yes.
that are taking Title 20 services.
Thank you.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution 134-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lance.
Thanks, Lance. Fleet management.
Resolution number 135-16, resolution authorizing the settlement of a claim for damage to a 2013 Ford Escape.
Good morning, Commissioners. Charlotte Ashcraft, Director of Fleet. This resolution before you is requesting authorization to accept an insurance settlement from Progressive Insurance. On January 19th of this year, one of our vehicles, driven by probate court employee, was involved in an accident. The accident resulted in the total loss of our vehicle. Any potential bodily injury claim will be handled separate from this property damage claim. The party at fault is insured by Progressive Insurance, and they have offered to pay out of liability $17,552.80 for our property damage. This offer has been reviewed by the prosecuting attorney's office and approved, and it fairly compensates the county for our property. Pending any questions, I request passage of this resolution.
I'll move approval of 135-16.
I'll second that.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution 135-16 has been adopted. Resolution 136-16, resolution authorizing a contract between Buyers Ford LLC for the provision of the supply and delivery of fleet automobiles for the Franklin County Fleet Management Department in the amount of $1,500,000.
This resolution before you is requesting authorization to award this contract for the purchase of new vehicles. This was competitively bid through the purchasing department. 18 companies believed to be able to service this contract received individual notifications of the bid. The bid opening was conducted on February 16th. One bid was received from Buyers Ford LLC. The bid was reviewed by the purchasing department and then evaluated by Fleet Management. Buyers Ford was the lowest best bidder and was recommended for award of this contract. There are 8 purchase orders attached to this contract. The order for these types of vehicles is time sensitive. They're due on Friday. The remainder of the vehicles needed will be processed at a later date. Pending any questions, I request passage of this resolution.
Any idea why there was just the one bid?
Most of the dealerships in the area do not have a government salesperson. It's just anyone in the sales department. And I think sometimes they believe that it's more complicated than it really is. We're thinking maybe the next time we need to have some sort of a pre-bid training session with the rest of the dealers in the area to see if that's their hurdle.
And we talked extensively about that in briefing. It's very frustrating to send out 18 packages
Yes.
and only get one bid.
Yeah.
Purchasing contacted the city and they have the same problem. Very few dealerships in the area bid, so.
I wonder
Nope.
if we need to do some outreach and
Carl
for
and I had
next
discussed it.
time. I mean, I'm
Absolutely.
fine with this for now, but, and I move approval of 136-16. I just think for next time, we
Yes.
want to do some outreach prior to and make sure people understand
Right.
in the bidding community for
Definitely.
these,
Mhm.
so we have more robust competition.
I'll second that, and we did have a good discussion about this. Just wanted to ask too, will you check with the suburban communities as well as the city of Columbus and find out what their experience has been?
Will do.
Okay, great, thank you.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution 136-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte.
The Office on Aging.
Resolution 137-16, resolution authorizing 2 grant agreements to provide caregiver support services for Franklin County senior options in the amount of $188,883.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tony Carroll from the Office on Aging. As you can see, we have a lot on the agenda today, but we're trying to get all of our contracts and grants in place for this year. And this first contract is to provide funding for 2 grantee agencies that we have used many years in the past. They do a great job for us in the area of caregiver support.
I'll move approval of 137-16.
And I'll second that.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 137-16 has been adopted. Resolution 138-16, resolution authorizing 14 grant agreements to provide health promotion wellness services for Franklin County Senior Options in the amount of $1,174,209.
Commissioners, we only have one new grantee in this group. Again, these are grantees that we've used in the past, and they're doing a great job for us. The new grantee is the project to be a funding partner with Osteopathic Heritage Foundation, Columbus Foundation, National Church Residences, Area Agency on Aging, in the Age-Friendly Columbus effort. We're trying to get the funding together so we can do a 2-year project to assess where we are with our age-friendly infrastructure, and then hope to do a 3-year implementation. Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission is going to take the lead in this effort, and both MORPC and the Office on Aging wants to see this be more than just the City of Columbus, but it is an age-friendly city designation we hope to get from the World Health Organization. So we're very excited about that. And that's the only new project in this content area.
I'll move for approval of Resolution 13816.
I'll second that, and that city designation is usually a regional approach the World
That's what
Health
we're going for.
Organization takes. So we want to push all of our
what
suburban
we're going
communities
for.
and even our townships into this, because
That's how I envision it. I mean, we're obviously going to be working a lot with the city, but I really want to see
Everybody.
I want to see everybody involved, and I
Franklin
think
County.
MORPC would like to
That's
see
why
a
MORPC
regional
really
involvement as well.
wanted to do this, because they wanted to push it out as a regional
Right.
effort.
So we're very excited.
even other counties, is it potentially the case we might join them later
Hey,
on?
I say let's.
MORPC will push it
Right.
to
Right.
their other counties as members of MORPC, and on the executive committee at MORPC, we were talking about the other counties.
I think it's important to,
Environment.
we, at present, there are no age-friendly designated cities in Ohio.
Oh my
And at
gosh.
this
So we'll
time,
be the first.
both
Great.
Columbus and Cleveland, we're both neck and neck. Columbus and Cleveland are both working on this designation presently, so we're very pleased to.
We both get it? do
Oh,
you
sure.
think?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
yes.
Great.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 138-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 139-16, resolution authorizing 2 grant agreements to provide intergenerational services for Franklin County Senior Options in the amount of $142,206.
Commissioners, again, these are grantee agencies, 2 agencies that we've worked with historically. They do a great job for us at intergenerational programming, and I recommend that we continue.
I'll move approval of 13916.
Thank you for continuing these. I'll second that.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 139-16 has been adopted. Resolution 140-16, resolution authorizing 10 grant agreements to provide outreach services for Franklin County Senior Options in the amount of $401,244.
Commissioners, in this content area, we do have one new grantee, and that is the Clintonville Beachwold Community Resources Center. If you recall, a couple of years ago, we really made an initiative, or wanted to move forward an initiative in the village to village, or the neighbor to neighbor concept, the village concept. And our first project was down in the German Village South End area, and that was very successful. And we're very pleased to extend it to a slightly different model by looking at CRC as another approach, because they already have a pre-existing agency, whereas the other entity did not. So we're very interested in seeing how the two of these develop, and we're very excited. That is, Clintonville is as we talked about at briefing, a NORC, a naturally occurring retirement community, and I think it's going to be a great place to try this concept, neighbors helping neighbors. And that's the only new one in this content area.
That's good. I'll move approval of 14016.
I'll second that, and could we make sure those results get shared with all of the community too?
Absolutely.
It's kind of a first trial, right? Great.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution 140-16 has been adopted. Resolution 141-16, resolution authorizing 5 grant agreements to provide small group transportation services for Franklin County Senior Options in the amount of $289,580.
Commissioners, in this area, we do not have any new grantees. We have a very stable group of providers that are doing the small group transportation for us, and I recommend that we continue these relationships.
When you talk about small group, are you talking about the cabs?
No, talking more about vans and buses.
Thank you.
We are transporting small groups rather than individuals. So transportation is such a significant unmet need. We have more than one strategy that we're working on. This is one where groups can be picked up at senior housing, taken to the grocery store, taken other places in groups rather than individual.
Tony, that works so well, I know. It works really well. I'll move approval of resolution 14116.
I will second that. It does work well.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution 141-16 has been adopted. Resolution 142-16, resolution authorizing 7 grant agreements to provide supportive services for Franklin County Senior Options in the amount of $679,336.
Commissioners, this is the content area where we are looking at what the Older Americans Act used to call community outreach and now calls supportive services. These are our neighborhood community agencies that can help people get their benefits, fill out their Medicaid forms, do a variety of those kinds of activities for them. Our office and the Area Agency on Aging divide the county up, so make sure every zip code in the county is covered, and these are the ones that cover the zip codes that we're working in.
Great.
I'll move approval of resolution 14216.
And this saves the taxpayer dollars, does it not, through allowing people to stay in their homes?
Absolutely.
So important. I'll second that.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 142-16 has been adopted. Resolution 143-16, resolution authorizing 4 grant agreements to provide volunteer services for Franklin County Senior Options in the amount of $200,169.
Commissioners, in this content area, we do have one new program that we're funding. It's a friendly visiting program out of Catholic Social Services. We are needing to have more and more assistance to help break up the isolation from older people who are at home alone most of the time. We're also in this program able to have volunteers that speak a variety of different languages, so we can have some friendly visiting by someone who can speak your own language if you're a senior who does not speak English well. So we really felt the need to fund this project because we kept making so many referrals to it that they were backlogged. And so if we're going to keep referring to them, we need to, sending them clients, we need to help them make sure the clients can get served. So we're very excited about, this is an agency we've worked with for a long time and they do a great job.
I'll move approval of 14316.
I'll second that. And could you keep us apprised of how that goes? I know I've
Happy
heard
to
of
do that.
seniors just sitting in their homes and not able to
Yeah.
really get the food they need or not understand what other services might be available. And this little visit might just do the trick.
And even if they're getting, for instance, some of our services, such as a home-delivered meal, they still might, that might be the only person they see during the day is the person dropping off the meal. So having the ability to visit with someone is going to make a big
Keeping
difference.
their minds sharp, too. That's
Mhm.
good.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 143-16 has been adopted. Resolution 144-16, resolution authorizing an agreement with the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging for case management services for Franklin County senior options in the amount of $4,246,081.77.
Commissioners, this is our annual contract with the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging, which provides case management services for us. They do virtually all of our face-to-face home visits, and they case manage the folks who need to be seen face-to-face a lot. And while that is the smaller number of our caseload, it is certainly those who need to be monitored more closely. So it's an important city-county partnership, and we recommend continuing this as well.
I'll move approval of 144-16.
And I will second that.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 144-16 has been adopted. Resolution 145-16, resolution authorizing a grant contract between the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging and Office on Aging for services under the National Family Caregiver Support Program in the amount of $230,186.
Commissioners, this is an opportunity for the area agency to give money, send money our way. These are federal dollars that come to the Area Agency on Aging to assist each of the counties in their area with providing support for caregivers. And we administer the dollars for Franklin County, and this enables us to do a variety of projects focused specifically on the needs of caregivers. And it has not, the dollar amount has not increased a lot, but it hasn't decreased. So we continue to hope that the federal government would see this as an important resource and see if we can't get some more funding. But we've had pretty stable funding for the past few years.
I'll move approval of 145-16.
And I will second that.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 145-16 has been adopted. Resolution 146-16, resolution authorizing a novation agreement with Granny's Cook Delivered Meals, LLC.
That name.
Commissioners, this is an novation agreement which we need to enter into to maintain this provider. They have changed their name, they've done some restructuring, and they have a new federal tax ID number. This is a provider that we work well with, so we want to be able to continue that. So we are required to have this novation agreement.
So did they change the name to this or from this?
It used to be spelled GRANNY''S. Now it's GRANNIES.
Oh, okay.
Must have been another company with the same name.
I don't know.
Maybe.
You feel my pain,
Maybe
though.
they didn't want the apostrophe, who knows?
I don't know.
I'll move approval of
Thank you.
146-16.
I'll second that.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Grammar just doesn't matter.
Yes,
for us
it
these
just
days.
doesn't matter.
I'm totally there.
Resolution 146-16 has been adopted. Resolution 147-16, resolution authorizing a non-general fund supplemental appropriation for contract services.
Commissioners, this last resolution is an important bookkeeping matter. For 2015, we had 12 of our providers who did not get their billing in on time. And when we had that many and such a large amount of money, we need to be sure to appropriate that money into 2016 so we can pay them without having to take a big hit on our 2016 budget. So these were funds that were approved in 2015, but we just need to spend them in 2016.
So they were encumbered already,
Right.
and everybody's okay in budget and management?
Yeah, we
Yes.
talked about this extensively in
Yes, we're-
briefing, yeah.
Yeah.
Move approval of 14716.
And we're gonna reach out, I'll second that, but we're gonna reach out and actually do some training so they get them in a little sooner next year. That's what was discussed in briefing, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution 147-16 has been adopted.
Economic Development and Planning.
Thank you, Tony.
Thanks. You had a long one today.
Resolution 148-16, resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instruments.
Good morning, Commissioners. James Schimmer, Director of Economic Development and Planning, joined at the dais today by Jamie Edwards, my assistant. Commissioners, this will be the first of a block of mortgages that we're going to bring forward to you that have met all of the requirements to be released. You know, I've tried to make certain that we're not holding anybody up if they want to sell their house by having a lien on their property. So Jamie has agreed to take this task underway, and so this morning is the first group of those.
Yep, thank
Good
you.
morning, Commissioners. I'm here on behalf of 10 property owners who have fulfilled all obligations of the Down Payment Assistance Program, and we are requesting the grant liens be released. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
Move approval of 14816.
And second that.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 148-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public Facilities Management.
Resolution 149-16, resolution authorizing recycling of information technology equipment declared obsolete by the Franklin County Automatic Data Processing Board.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jim Goodnow, Public Facilities and Management. Our agency works with the Data Processing Board with the disposal of obsolete IT equipment. We do so in a manner consistent with the sustainable principles endorsed by this board, including reducing our environmental impact and limiting the burden on the Franklin County landfill. Pending any questions, we request your approval to recycle these items and dispose of this e-waste.
I'll move approval of 14916.
I'll second that.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 149-16 has been adopted. Resolution 150-16, resolution declaring personal property as unneeded, obsolete, or unfit and not needed for public use and authorizing the sale of said items via internet auction.
Commissioners, we also assist county agencies with the disposal of obsolete property. Again, this is in keeping with the sustainable principles of this board. We dispose of the items using the internet auction process. Specifically, the items are available for viewing and auctioned using the website www.govdeals.com. Pending any questions, we request your approval to dispose of this property detailed in today's list.
I'll move for approval of 150-16.
I'll second that motion.
Moved in second and voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution 150-16 has been adopted. Resolution 151-16, resolution authorizing a contribution agreement to the Discovery Special Improvement District of Columbus Incorporated in the amount of $10,769.
Commissioners, this is the first of two companion resolutions I have for your consideration this morning. We have properties located within the boundaries of two special improvement districts. Our government center is located at the southern end of the Capitol Crossroads Special Improvement District, and Memorial Hall is located in the Discovery Special Improvement District. For a number of years, we've maintained working agreements with the districts, who are not-for-profit groups created to improve the safety and overall aesthetics of the downtown Columbus area. Today I have Cleve Ricksecker with me today. He's the Executive Director of the Special Improvement Districts. He'd appreciate taking a few minutes to recap the contributions made by his group in the last year and to speak what is planned for 2016.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I apologize for not having a tie on. I got all the way down here this morning before I realized I had not put a tie on, so I think I'm the only man in the room.
You're
It's a
in
fashion
style,
statement,
though.
yes.
Cleve, come any other day of the week and I don't wear one either, so you're fine.
This program that the Commissioners have supported since the year 2000 has been a really great effort among 800 private property owners and 13 public property owners to manage the public realm in downtown. And because there's so many people involved, it's been effective. The program, as you know, provides cleaning services in the public realm, safety services, outreach for, what was the term that was used by the Office on Aging? Supportive services. And just for your information, we are adding a second outreach specialist this year. You're probably aware there's been an increase in the number of people on the streets. The property owners are very flexible in terms of how they address and solve problems. They take a real common sense approach to the whole thing, and so we're taking on a second outreach person to help get people connected to services and off the streets of downtown. We do a number of capital improvements, bike parking, for example. We built the bike room for the county, the bike shelter across the street, the sign system for downtown. We also did the modular newspaper racks, landscaping, all those hanging flowers. And the last year it rained so much in the first 6 to 8 weeks of the summer that all the plants in front of the county offices died of a fungus infection. So the flowers this summer will look a lot better than they did last summer. We do a certain amount of promotions and programming. And we're also happy to support the initiatives of other organizations. For example, we provide administrative and fiscal support for the county's Veggie Snaps program. We do the same thing for the city's Kogo Bike Share program. OSU and Columbus Art Commission have done bold booths and Finding Time. We've supported that. And DRAX, the Downtown Residents Association's program, is Restore Street Clocks. So we're really happy to provide support functions for others as well. And again, thank you very much for your support.
Thank you. I'll move approval of Resolution 15116.
And I'll be happy to second that. Thanks for all you do.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution 151-16 has been adopted. Resolution 152-16, resolution authorizing a contribution agreement to the Capital Crossroads Special Improvement District of Columbus Incorporated in the amount of $69,000.
Even though he didn't wear the bow tie, I still would recommend the approval of that resolution also.
I'll move approval of Resolution 15216.
Second that.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 152-16 has been adopted. Resolution 153-16, resolution authorizing execution of a parking lease agreement with the Franklin County Department of Jobs and Family Services for parking spaces located at 52 East Fulton Street, Columbus, Ohio, in the amount of $10,530.
This is our standard resolution, Commissioners, for approval of parking spots at 80 East Fulton used by the Franklin County Job and Family Services.
I'll move approval of 15316.
Second that.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 153-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Benefits and risk management.
Resolution number 154-16, resolution authorizing the settlement of a workers' compensation claim against the county by Patricia Reynolds in the amount of $5,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Maggie Snow for Benefits and Risk Management. This is a settlement in the amount of $5,000, and it has been approved and reviewed by the prosecutor's office and is a good settlement agreement, and we recommend pending any questions.
I'll move for approval of 15416.
I'll second that.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 154-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. And there were some happy people up on the 26th floor last week from the wellness benefit that was offered with the massages.
Yes, you had a great team that participated in the Good Nights, Great Days competition. And it was a challenge to help people realize that there are things they can do to improve the quality of their sleep, which then improves the quality of their life.
Which was
day in and day
really
out.
well received.
So
that
congratulations.
They could do those 10-minute chair massages for taking that step to wellness.
And we were happy to give that as, have that as our incentive this time. We thought that was very attractive, and apparently it worked. We had a very high participation rate.
Well received.
Glad it was. Thanks.
Human Resources.
Resolution 155-16, resolution approving personnel actions.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Young, representing Human Resources. Have the following personnel actions this week. Child Support Enforcement Agency, 1 promotion, 1 temporary work level. Department of Job and Family Services, 1 new hire, 14 transfers within the agency, and Purchasing Department, 1 new hire. Pending any questions, I request approval of the resolution.
Move approval of 155-16.
Second that.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 155-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Rob.
Good morning.
The Purchasing Department. Sorry, Carl.
Resolu-
Walk up, didn't announce it.
Resolution 156-16, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $2,290,567.40.
Are you surprised I can walk up, sir?
No, I was just thinking maybe we should have walk-up music like they do in baseball and softball. You come up, you get to pick the song that's played as you're walking
okay.
up the podium.
For everybody,
Yeah,
different
yeah,
music. Yeah.
It's fun to see what they pick. My daughter's had to pick, she's a pitcher. She had to pick her walk-up music. I said, honey, you're never gonna get the hit, so what does it matter? But anyway.
Hey, good morning, Commissioners. Carl Cuthbert, representing the Purchasing Department. The resolution before you requests for approval of 111 purchase orders. These purchase orders have been pre-certified as to availability funds by the county auditor. Pending any questions, we recommend their approval.
I'll move for approval of Resolution 156-16.
Second that.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 156-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carl. Board of Commissioners.
Resolution 157-16, resolution authorizing a supplemental appropriation and interfund loan from the general fund to the Stadium Debt Service Fund to retire the taxable special obligation bond anticipation note issue for Huntington Park.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Chalerick with the Office of Management and Budget. Last year, the board authorized the issuance of a 1-year note in the amount of $4 million for Huntington Park. This was the remaining portion of the $15 million in short-term financing that was originally issued for construction of the ballpark. Franklin County Stadium Inc. is able to pay down an additional $2 million in principal this year. However, rather than issuing a new note, the remaining $2 million will be financed through an interfund loan from the general fund. This will provide greater flexibility for the repayment and will avoid the costs of issuance associated with issuing a new 1-year note. The interfund loan will accrue interest at a rate of 1%, which is the same rate as the current note. Pending any questions, would ask your approval of this resolution.
This is good news for everybody in the county and, for all of us. I'll move approval of 157-16. What a great thing for the ballpark management, for everybody.
I'm happy to second that, and we should thank the fans, because they certainly contribute to this every time they walk in there.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution 157-16 has been adopted.
Antoine, do we have any journalizations?
There are no generalizations.
All right, that concludes today's meeting. See everybody next week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can share it.